Welcome to the show. It's hokey pokey time, where we twist and turn through the political climb.
All right, so we got the intro music going right now. Is that what's happening?
Okay, so intro music, followed by intro.
Intro.
Who's going to record that?
I don't know. Maybe we'll get somebody with a sexy voice.
Can't think of anyone.
That can-
Should be a woman, though,
Should be a woman. Yeah.
for diversity, equity.
Oh, here
And
we
inclusion.
go. Here we go. Let's just jump right in.
Whether she's good or not,
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It just diversifies the show, and that's really what's important.
Okay. Maybe we should have an all white person show. All males.
I think we do.
Oh yeah. There's two of us and we're both white.
Good job.
Dang it.
You nailed it.
Oh crap. I'm drinking some Larceny Barrel Proof. Some C924.
Knob Creek.
12?
I don't know.
I think it was
good.
a 12. Yeah.
It's good.
Two bottle away. Yeah. Yeah, Little Knob Creek's all right.
Smells like
Teen Spirit.
ambrosia.
Ambrosia. Yeah. Get a little pencil shavings along with some charred oak and some toasted vanilla bean.
Whatever.
Those people,
They don't know.
They don't know.
They don't
There is no way they're like, oh man, this really has the essence of a late summer tree bark. And I'm like, what
They don't know.
You have no
It
idea.
reminds me of, do you know who Hank Haney is?
Mm-mm.
He's a golf legend coach.
Okay.
He was Tiger's coach for years and years and years. And he did a show where he took celebrities and he improved their golf game.
Okay.
And you won't like this, but Rush Limbaugh was on it one time.
Jesus.
And Hank was really nervous about having Rush Limbaugh
I
on
would be
because he
too.
didn't really like him.
Right.
But found out that he was actually a pretty good golfer and a fun guy to be around. But in this one episode, the ball was on the green and Rush was walking around the ball, as they do. And he said, I don't know why people do this. I do it because that's what the pros do. And that seems like what you're supposed to do, but I don't know why anybody does it. And it reminds me of that. It's like, what are you really doing when you're walking around the golf ball? What are the pros doing? Nobody knows. They don't even know.
Right.
We don't know. When you sniff whiskey, when you taste whiskey, what does it taste like? It tastes like whiskey.
Yeah.
It
just
doesn't
burns.
taste like molasses and candy corn and
right.
whatever, anise and ambrosia, whatever we
Yeah.
say. It just tastes like whiskey.
Yeah. It just tastes good.
Yeah.
It burns. It's a good burn.
But if you want to be a pompous ass,
Yeah.
then it tastes like all those other things.
I do.
And who can argue it? That's the other thing.
I can't
You
because
can't
I
argue it
No.
because it tastes like what it tastes like to me.
So there's the store manager at Benny's. Nice guy. I go in. He talks me into a bottle. I take this bottle home. It was a fairly expensive bottle. I try it. It tastes like old mold. I mean, it's like a dirty basement. And I'm like, oh God, this is terrible. So I gave it a little bit, tried it again, waited till after dinner, tried it again. I'm like, good God, this is terrible. So I pour him a little 1.5 ounce, sample. And I take that thing into Benny's. And I'm like, I think I got a bad bottle. He kicks that thing back and he's like, man, that is delicious.
Oh, stop.
And I was like, what? And he's like, oh yeah, it's good. So ask a few other people. They love it. It's perfect. My palate just sucks. I don't like for me. And he did talk about that. He's like, dude, there's things that you're going to like, that he's going to like, that I'm going to like, that, like every one of these are going to be a little different, but I can tell if something's good or bad. And I can pull like some vanilla, some basic, it tastes kind of caramely. It tasted a little, I can taste the oak. Like I can get that stuff because that's usually the leading flavor that's coming out of it.
Yeah, they all taste vanilla. They
Right.
all taste smoky, and they all taste. What was the other flavor you just mentioned?
Vanilla oak. I don't know.
Anyway, they all
Toasted.
taste.
Yeah.
They all taste that because that's what's in there.
Mhm.
Whatever you said, we'll have to go back and listen.
So what about diversity? What don't you like about it?
I don't have an issue with diversity. I have an issue when diversity takes the place of competence. when diversity is given priority over competence.
Okay. I mean, I heard a lot of people talking about Kamala as if she was a DEI hire.
Is that how you say it?
Kamala.
Oh, Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
Kamala.
No, it's Kamala.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I know you are. She was elected. Like, that's not DEI.
No, she was legitimately a DI hire. Joe Biden said that. He said, I'm choosing her because she's black and she's a woman. He
So
specifically
that's where
said
they're getting
that.
it from.
Yeah, he specifically
But I mean,
said
she
that.
got to the attorney general in California off her merit. She got to the Senate in
Off her
California
merit?
off her merit.
If her merit was having sex with the mayor, then yes, she got there.
How
on
is
her
a
merit.
mayor going to get you to get the more people to vote for you?
That's how she got to be the attorney general.
I mean, wasn't she elected in? I mean, a mayor can't appoint an attorney general.
He can certainly back her, though.
Yeah,
and that
but-
has a lot of pull.
I need to research that a little
I
bit.
mean, I'm sorry, but that woman is. You're going to tell me over the last 4 years you feel like she was competent at her job?
Here's what I'll tell you. 2016 election night. Donald Trump is ahead. And I'm watching these acceptance speeches from across the country. And she had just won won her nomination for the Senate, for California Senate. She was their AG before she ran, and she won the Senate race. And she gave a speech. And I was like, holy crap. Like, this girl's got it. Like, she's smart. She went after a bunch of criminals that were bad guys. She went after some corrupt corporations. She went after she reminded me, calm yourself a little bit here. She reminded me of Obama, like an Obama speech. Like, it was engaging and it was powerful. And at the end there was a push to action. And I was just like, man, this lady might be something one of these days. Never imagined 4 years later she'd be on the VP ticket. That was way too soon. Like, she needed to get some friends in Washington before you start running that game. But early on, I was impressed with her. During her tenure as vice president, that's a BS job. Like, I don't know of any vice presidents that I really felt were like good go-getters. You know what I mean? Like, Mike Pence didn't do anything.
I do, but
16
I think
20.
that job is what you make of it.
Yeah, you're always in the shadow, though. You've always got somebody above you that's going to overrule you, and you saw that with Pence. You saw that with Biden. You saw that before with Biden.
I agree.
Dick Cheney.
It is a shadow job.
Right.
But when that woman speaks, she says nothing of substance, but she uses 400 words to do it every single time. You saw her give a great speech.
Mm-hmm.
It was written.
Yes, it was.
She didn't write it.
Sure.
She may have been able to deliver it well, just like Obama. Obama is a good orator. There's no question.
Right.
He is, and he's a compelling orator, especially to his base.
Mm-hmm.
They love listening to him talk. She's a cackling hen when she talks. Her voice is abrasive. It's not even good to listen to, and she says nothing. She's as nonsensical as Biden, but Biden has dementia. That's why he's nonsensical. She's just nonsensical because she can't string 5 words together that make sense.
The thing is, and it's a product of our current political environment in my mind. But since 2016, I haven't seen a president or vice president stand up and make a speech with any abilities, I mean, you watch a Trump speech and it's like the most rambling, babbling, like he's on one subject and then he just switches tracks, doesn't tell anybody. And the crowd, you see the crowd like, what is this guy talking about? And then you get Biden, and Biden's talking, and next thing you know, he's babbling off about something random. Like, that's who we have. That's the best we have to offer.
The difference is, not that it's a good difference, but the difference is one of them's doing it without a teleprompter. One of them's doing it with a teleprompter. That's the difference.
Yeah, but both of them have Biden, Trump both have the power hungry gene in their soul that they're not going to tell. I don't want to say they're not going to have anybody tell them what to do, because I'm sure they both can, they both can be put into check, but neither of them are following what their advisors are telling them to do. They both are going to do whatever they want to do because they're both, in their mind, the all powerful. And quite honestly, that's what terrifies me with Trump now is he doesn't have guardrails.
I don't think Biden has been in control for at least 2 years.
Okay.
I think he's too far gone. I don't think he's been in any. I think he's always had someone pulling the strings, at least over the last 2 years. He's just old. Yeah. I mean, I'm not bashing the guy.
Right.
He's just old. But the fact that they would run him again while they're watching him decline, while insisting that he's not declining, and then in the last hour pull him,
right,
install someone else. Install, that word was used intentionally because she wasn't voted on, which is a crock. And I can't believe that you, as an American, as a somebody who loves freedom, is okay with even that. I mean, you might be okay with her,
right?
But there should have been at least a special election,
right?
I mean, the fact that they just installed her goes against everything the election process is about. But I'm so angry about that. I can't even remember where I was going. But then they tell us he's competent for 4 years, and then at the last hour they pull him, and the excuse they give is because he's incompetent.
Right. I mean, his debate was straight painful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad.
Yeah.
And I remember watching that. I mean, Amelia was there with me, and we were just like, oh my God, he's not arguing the bait. Like Trump would tell a blatant, flat out lie, and Trump would go, or Biden would go along and be like, 50 billion people. And I'm like, dude, what do you do? Did you not rehearse? Or is your brain that far gone that without having somebody pull your puppet strings?
So what is this lie that you,
oh my God,
purport to
everything the man said?
Of course, everything he says is a lie. Has to be. The guy. I don't know that I've heard him tell the truth on much of anything. Of course not.
It's that bad.
Of course not. Yes, absolutely. He's just 100% a liar. Never tells the truth about anything.
Did he win the 2020 election? He still won't tell you today if he won the 2020 election.
I still don't know if he won the 2020 election.
Oh my God. So did he win the 2024 election?
Did Hillary lose the 2016 election?
Yes.
Does she believe that?
Yes.
No, she absolutely does not.
She came out that night and said
she conceded, but then she went on a whirlwind tour telling everybody that he was an illegitimate president.
He is an illegitimate president.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean he didn't win.
Okay.
That means you had whatever it was, 30% of the population that voted for this guy. If it was their will. The largest voting bloc in this country is the non-voters. There are more people that don't vote than there are people that vote.
Yeah, for sure.
So when we said, that's my only hope for this, honestly, for this country is it's not half the population thinks that he's the best choice. It's half the voting population think he's the best choice.
Well, even in 2016, I don't think they voted for him. I think they voted against
100%.
Her. Yeah.
No question.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We have run in the last 3 elections, the Democrats have run 2 women and an old man. That's who they've run. Mm-hmm. And it's clear Latino men aren't going to vote for a woman. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what she looks like. It doesn't matter what race she is. That's not in their I don't want to say gene pool, but that's not in their culture.
I'm not even sure that's exactly true. You're probably somewhat right about that. The problem is you've run 2 very unlikable women.
100%.
Yeah.
But is there a likable Democratic woman out there that the right is not going to completely bash as being, a tramp and she slept her way to get there?
Who's the one that? I mean,
You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, the right is going to say that. If you have a choir girl that is the perfect child of a whatever, they're going to come out and bash her, just like the left is going to come out and bash whoever's to the right. I'm not saying that it's one-sided. Like, it's politics. It's because there's too much money in it. But anyway, what were you going to say?
I don't know.
Oh, I mean,
I was going to say, you ran two unlikable women. I do think if you had a likable, competent woman that you ran, that Latino men would vote for her. Who was the one that just switched sides?
Oh, she's not a Democrat. She's never been a Democrat.
But she was on the
Tulsi
Democrat
Gabbard.
Party. Yeah. So yeah. I think people would have voted for her.
Well, yeah, because they're voting because it would be Republicans that are voting.
Well, Democrats would.
No, God,
I think Democrats would have voted.
She is a absolute train wreck. And if she's probably going to get freaking, nominated into the position, and it's terrifying.
I know, because she's awesome.
Yeah, she's a freaking Putin supporter. Like, somebody who loves a dictator, she should run our government. That is terrifying.
Everybody who is not a Democrat is a Putin supporter.
No, but if you blatantly go out there,
for sure they are.
If you go out there and you're okay with Putin taking over other countries for whatever reason, I don't care what the reason is. If you're okay with that, like, that's not a good person.
Here's the thing. Why is it okay for us to do it?
It's not.
But it's not okay for
It's absolutely not okay for us to do it. We shouldn't have done it in Iraq. We shouldn't have done it in Afghanistan. It cost us thousands of soldiers' lives. It cost us, and literally trillions of dollars. We should have never done it. It was a Republican that sent us there.
Here's the thing. I'm not supporting Putin when I say this. But I'm also not supporting Ukraine, because the bottom line is, and I would say this is probably true of 99.9% of Americans, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know the history. I don't know why he invaded Ukraine. I don't know why Ukraine was ripe for the picking. I don't know what Ukraine did, if anything, to provoke it.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
To just suddenly jump on this bandwagon of, we're with Ukraine. Why? Because they're the little guy?
I mean, in my mind, yes.
We can't support Israel, though, even though they're the little guy surrounded by everybody. Oh, the Democrats hate Israel. So we can't support Israel, even though they're the little guy, while Hamas is lobbing missiles into their country left, right, and center. But Ukraine gets attacked by Putin, and all of a sudden, we're all supposed to be Ukraine supporters. Why? Ukraine is one of the most corrupt countries in the world.
I mean,
they're hugely into the drug trade. They're hugely into the sex trade.
Americans. So are
absolutely,
Americans.
But they're hugely into the sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
They're corrupt as all get out. I've met people from Ukraine. I met a guy several years ago when I went to Prague, who lives in Prague, has lived there for 15 years, and has a wife and son back in Ukraine, and he has to go to Prague to make a living because it's so corrupt there. He can't make a living to take care of his wife and child. I'm sorry. Why am I going to support a country like that? No, I'm not saying I'm supporting Putin either. I'm saying I don't know who's right here. I have no idea.
But, I mean, here's the thing. Who is definitely not right is somebody who's attacking another country.
That's not true.
100%.
That is not true.
If
all of a sudden Canada, Cuban Missile Crisis.
Okay.
Cuban Missile Crisis.
Sure.
Cuba put nuclear missiles lined up at the United States.
Okay.
We went and attacked them. Were we wrong for doing it?
No, they provoked us.
Yes. How do you know Ukraine didn't do something similar? I'm not saying they did. I'm saying I don't know, and neither do you.
Well, here's the difference, though. What didn't happen after Cuba was we go in and we take over their entire country, or we try to. That didn't happen.
Right. So we should have. We absolutely should have.
For what? So that we have another
so
Puerto
that
Rico?
we don't have it. So that we don't have it happen again. We went to Iraq. We lost a lot of people there, and for what? To pull out, and now we have nothing to show.
So Halliburton could make billions.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, ultimately,
same thing with Vietnam. We go to Vietnam, we lose tons and tons of good men there.
Right.
And even the ones who came back, we kind of lost.
Oh, 100%.
And what do we have to show for it?
Right.
Absolutely nothing.
Right. Yeah, no, that I agree with that. But that's also why,
if we're not taking them over, we should at least establish a peaceful, a peacekeeping presence.
Yeah. I mean, we tried that in Afghanistan. We saw how that works.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't work. That's why
it doesn't work when the country doesn't want you there.
The problem, the bottom line is we shouldn't even be there. That's the bottom line. We just shouldn't. If we're not going to take it, then we shouldn't even be there.
Yeah. That I don't disagree with. We had no business. Yes, Iraq was Saddam was going to, at that time, Saddam was going to take over Kuwait, which that's an oil country. Mm-hmm. We've got to be, we have a vested interest in that. So we're going to go preemptively attack him and we're going to take his country over, whatever. Should we have done it? No. In my mind, I think it was a mistake. I don't think the risk outweighed the benefit that we got there, or the casualties that we got outweighed the benefit that we received. Same with Afghanistan. Afghanistan was ultimately a direct result of 9/11, and there was no Afghanis on any of those planes.
Well, it was all.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it all Saudi Arabians?
Yes, 100%. All 19.
But we're
friends with them,
right? We're all tied
because
in
of oil,
with the Prince of
because
Saudi
of
Arabia.
oil.
So we can't do anything there. So let's go after countries that had nothing to do with it.
Right, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, you had people that got very rich off of war, and you have it every single time it happens. People will get very rich off
war. Is the greatest economic. What's the word I'm looking for?
Boom. I mean,
it's the greatest economic boom.
You wonder why the U.S. did so well from 1945 to 1965. Mm-hmm. It's because there was no competition. We didn't have to worry about anybody building cars in Japan.
Right.
They were trying to rebuild their lives.
Well, we paid for a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah,
which we shouldn't have. Don't get me started.
I mean, okay, but anyway,
wait a minute. You come here. You did they pay anything to rebuild Pearl Harbor? Absolutely not.
Probably not.
Absolutely not.
No. Did we?
We didn't start that war.
But did we kind of hit them a little harder than they hit us?
Yes.
I mean, they killed a few thousand of us.
They weren't.
We drop a bomb that kills 100,000.
They weren't going to stop.
No, I mean, it worked. I mean, don't get me wrong, but today
we tried every diplomatic channel we could with Japan.
Right.
I would agree with that. They started putting people.
Don't touch the boats.
They started putting people in their missiles.
What?
And firing them at ships.
Why?
I mean, they had these airplanes that were basically just a missile.
Yeah.
And they would put people in them and fire them. That's how committed they were to destroying us.
Right.
We had one option, in my opinion.
Which
is hellfire and brimstone. It's going to get much worse if you don't stop.
Yeah.
And they.
I'm not justifying. I'm not denying. I'm not.
And really,
what happened.
The nuclear bombs we dropped weren't even the biggest devastating factor of that.
It was just the civilians at that point.
No, we had already those towns were already destroyed by, I don't know if it was napalm we were dropping something that, and of course everything they build over there is made out of flammable, like the most flammable wood you have, like that really thin wood, that they use to build everything. So we were already dropping hellacious bombs on them. I mean, by the time those nuclear bombs hit, those towns are already destroyed, but it was the ferocity of those bombs that made them go, oh crap. We need to stop now.
Yeah. Let's chill out. These guys are, they're a little bigger than what we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. But anyway, so back to the Ukraine thing. In my mind, there is no justification. Number one, 2014, in my mind, Obama should have done something when Putin took Crimea. Crimea was a territory of another country. And why, I guess, let me back up. Because stating that Obama should have done something means we are the world police. But the problem is, if we're going to be part of a union, if we're going to be part of NATO, they're not part of NATO. We know, if Trump is allowed to start taking over countries, why would he stop? What would make a guy stop?
That's a huge leap.
But that's the same thing, though. The same thing. So
such a negative, corrupt view of this.
Because Putin is such a terrible human being. So Putin takes Crimea, and at the time, hey, that's all he wants. He just wants the border. He just wants the trade route to the Black Sea or whatever sea that is there. That's all he wants. He's good. Come on. He's never good. He always wants more. So what's he do 6 years later? He attacks the country to try to take the rest of the country. If he marched through Ukraine in 3 days like they expected, I guarantee to you, like there is a zero doubt in my soul that Poland would have been next, or one of the other Slovakias would have been next. He's not going to stop there. Why would he? He just proved to the world that he can go take whatever he wants with force. And the last thing you need is one person that starts creeping in and starts getting too much power and too much size.
I don't think you have any evidentiary reason for saying what you're saying. That's my.
It's common sense in my mind.
No, I don't think you have any.
He's a terrible dictator.
No. Oh, he probably
is. He is no different than Saddam. He will kill people.
Right.
He will kill his competitors.
I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying he's been in power a long time.
Yeah.
And he has not made any efforts to try to take over the world that I've seen. He attacked Crimea. I don't even know why. Do you know why?
Because he wanted the seaports. He wanted that land.
So
it's not his though. So if there's a bully on the playground, the U.S. has always been the guy to stop the bullies.
So you don't think if the Panama Canal was suddenly shut off to the U.S. that we wouldn't do something about that?
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
That is a huge deal.
We would do something.
We would do something about that.
So
because that affects our economic trade. It affects us.
So 100%. How do you know it's not the same thing?
What do you mean?
How do you know the Crimea thing's not the same thing?
I mean, could it be?
That's what I'm saying.
It's not like he doesn't have other access.
I'm going to have to research it. I have no idea why he did it. But the Ukraine thing, so all the people I know that live in that region, and I know quite a few.
The chicks are hot.
Oh.
Oh, that was hilarious.
All the people I know that live in that region are not supportive of Ukraine in this issue. And they don't like Russians. Like they really don't like Russians at all. And they are not supportive of Ukraine in this issue.
Man, that seems hard to believe.
Because they understand the history. I don't
either. And that's the thing. The history here is way deeper than a 30-minute podcast.
And I'll really turn the heat up. I think the only reason we're defending Ukraine in this whole thing is so the Bidens can continue to launder their money.
Oh my Jesus. Are you for real?
Are you
where are they getting? Why would they need to launder anything?
I don't know, but that's where it comes from. So they send Ukraine a bunch of money for support.
Okay.
Yeah, and then a bunch of it comes back to them.
All of it comes back here. But not to the Bidens.
Oh, of course.
It comes to every defense contractor.
It goes to Hunter because he's put on some oil board when he has absolutely zero experience as an oil person.
So hold on.
So that's not true?
So now so we've investigated Biden. Are we going to investigate Trump's kids for the millions of dollars that they made in the last 4 years?
Sure, if you want to. They're legitimate business people.
Oh, my
Go for it.
God, are you for real?
So he's getting paid $250,000 a month to be on a board that he has nothing to do with.
Okay. I don't care. What does that affect me?
I'm not saying it affects you. I'm saying that's why we're supporting them.
No, I don't think that has anything to do with what we're supporting.
It absolutely does.
I think it's that we are sending
You have your head in the sand if you don't think that's part of it.
We are sending our third class
because the big guy has to get in there and get it done.
I mean, I would, if it was for Biden, I would say no. The fact of the matter is there are innocent people, right, wrong, or indifferent, who are being hurt by Putin and his army, and I think we should step in and help them.
There are innocent people who are being hurt by Ukraine and their government.
Anyways, if that means we spend $1 billion of taxpayer money, which don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is all 100% right. We spend $1 billion of taxpayer money we hand a check to Ukraine. Ukraine hands a check back to the U.S. and says, I want to buy all of this military equipment. Okay.
I don't think they're buying it.
I mean,
I think we're giving it to them.
No.
If I'm giving you money and then you're giving me back that money,
right,
to buy equipment from me, I'm paying for that equipment.
You are, but it's at least allocating it so that we can buy new stuff and we can get rid of the old.
Yeah.
And then we get
I
it,
don't buy it.
but then we get to take the world's second largest army and pummel the hell out of it.
And why are
with
we
our C-class
even getting
equipment?
Involved?
Because in my
Why
mind,
are
if
we
you
getting
don't,
involved in that stupid war?
if you don't, he's not gonna stop with Ukraine.
You have nothing to.
But you have no
back
reason
that
to think that he would stop.
I have every reason to think he would stop. He's been in power for years and years and years and hasn't done it.
He hasn't had the
He had
ability.
every opportunity. He's always had the ability. They're a superpower.
I mean,
He's
not
always
no more
had the
than
ability. Well,
he's the second
Reagan took care of that.
He's the number 2 army in freaking Ukraine right now. I mean, he's had his butt whooped, man. I mean,
That's funny.
yeah.
The number 2 army in Ukraine. That's funny. I'll give you that one.
Yeah. I don't know. I obviously we're not going to agree on Ukraine, and that's fine.
I'm not agreeing or disagreeing.
Right.
I'm saying I don't know. I haven't done enough. I haven't done enough research because I don't care.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't.
I get it.
I don't know why we're over there or not over there. I don't know why we're sending money. That's what I care about. We shouldn't be sending money over there. We've sent so much money over there. We didn't have any money to help out the people in North Carolina when the hurricane hit.
I mean, I don't know if that's true either, but
no, that's absolutely true. The FEMA has said that they've already shown that money was taken from the FEMA account, sent to Ukraine, and then FEMA, when the North Carolina thing happened, FEMA was like, "We don't have any money." Sounds like Newsmax. I mean, it might be.
Yeah,
it might be. But look,
because what really happened?
But what's not Newsmax is that the people who needed help, if they had a Trump sign in their yard, they didn't get it. That's absolutely
in a
true.
Republican state.
That's absolutely
both
true.
of those states, North and South Carolina, are both Republican-driven states.
That was a directive from FEMA.
There is no.
How do you not know this?
I've heard it.
That was news for like 3 weeks. How do you not know this?
Not news.
Yes, it was.
That's not new. No. When you get on Twitter and you
it wasn't on Twitter.
It was. That's where
it was started. On Twitter, but
is you get some nimwit that posts something like, "Well, I didn't get any FEMA money. They're giving $700 out, and I didn't give it out probably because I had a Trump sign." And then Trump gets it, and he's like, "Oh my God, tweet! I got to put out that nobody got it." Then everybody on the right's like, FEMA's not giving them money. That's not true.
And then you
that's
have
blatantly
the woman
not true
from FEMA who said, "Well, yeah, that's what I was telling my people because that's what I was being told to tell them." The woman from FEMA was saying
so
that.
FEMA is saying that they were not giving.
You don't know this
because it's not. There's no way that's true.
Absolutely is. When we come back at the next episode,
I will have a black crow in my mouth.
You're going to have egg on your face.
I will have.
I can't believe you don't know this.
Listen, I heard the rumors. I 100%.
But they're not rumors. That's the problem. And the fact that you don't know that. This is the Democrat land you love living in.
I don't know.
You love it.
I don't know about all that.
You love it. How about another little squirt?
Oh, you want some of this? This is warmer.
All right. That's good. Whiskey makes these conversations.
This one's going to burn a little more right here.
Yeah, this conversation is going to burn a little more.
Oh, Jesus. You're getting red in the face, man.
No, I'm not getting red in the face. I just can't believe you don't know that. I mean, there was a whole Senate hearing about it. I can't believe you don't know that.
That really means nothing. There in this Senate.
Well, it means more than nothing. It was just a Twitter.
I mean, there was
Twitter opinion.
Well, so here's the thing: there was also an entire Senate meeting about the January 6th stuff. Does that mean it was true?
Which part?
That there was insubordination or not insubordination.
Insurrection.
Insurrection.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there was
first unarmed insurrection in world history. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Yep.
So you believe it?
First unarmed insurrection in world history.
Okay. So do you believe there was an insurrection?
No, absolutely not.
So, but there was a Senate hearing about it. So it had to be real.
Because the Democrats were like, "Oh, insurrection. Open the gates, let them in. Insurrection. Trump's bad."
Trump is bad.
Yeah, I know. I know he's horrible.
So says Biden, right?
I know he's horrible. He's already negotiated a ceasefire between Hamas and Israel, but he's horrible. He's not even in office yet. He's not even in office yet. We've already got a ceasefire.
Oh my!
Something
God.
Biden couldn't pull off for 2 years.
Is this real life right now?
That's actually what's happening. I mean, that is real life. What's happening is real life. You can deny it all you want, but that's actually what happened. Where are we at?
I'm getting a phone call, so my thing might have just died. I forgot.
Where are we at time wise?
Oh, I have no idea. Quite a while. I mean,
should we end it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta find out how much crow I've got to eat next freaking week.
I can't wait. Well, cheers.
Hokey pokey politics, baby.
Hokey politics. I still like you.
I still like you too.
All right, man.
See you guys.